Hey, this is Homer. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
So now that it's been returned, there's a part of me that's like, well, it's funny. We're joking about it on the radio, but no harm, no foul.
For the last few months, someone has been stealing equipment from the club. 2 nights ago, they pulled a big one. They took a pitching machine, a batting cage, the infield tarp, and all of Mr. Steinbrenner's vitamins.
Because wouldn't you hey, my bad?
Maybe they are going to my bad. Maybe they just haven't my badded yet.
Looks like they knew they did something wrong.
We have reason to believe it's an inside job. So, if anybody here knows anything about it, I recommend strongly that you come forward.
I guess I'm hopeful that there was a face-to-face planned to say, oopsie poopsie.
You know, George, I've been your biggest supporter around here, and that's why I was so disappointed to hear that you've been pilfering the equipment.
George would never do anything like that.
No, why would I? I own it.
Right.
So what are you saying?
Why would George steal from the Yankees?
He wouldn't.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride it, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight, he ain't doing nothing but running his mouth. Talk about it, we all about it. They making plans, we sit and count. Our chairs stacked just like a mountain. You heard about it, she running her mouth.
We usually do not hear from Chewy on the weekends.
No.
You like to just disappear.
I mean, okay, I think you should amend that statement. We don't hear from sober Chewy on the weekends. He gets a couple pops in him, a little bit of vino.
That's where I do my best work.
Every once in a while, then he starts sending us, he'll send a little text over.
It's usually a good story.
But yeah,
like this weekend?
So this weekend, Chewy sends us a photograph. Ooh, of his meat.
Technically, it wasn't his meat.
It's everyone's
Hey, you do not get to ruin the punchline here, Gabe. All right, technically it was everyone's meat. Good point. He sends us a photograph of his monster hand, his giant human hand, holding what appears to be a burger. Now, before we go too far down this path, Gabe, when you saw it, you thought he was referring to the quality of the meat, right?
Correct, because it was a little brown in the middle. It didn't look like the best. That's what I thought he was initially talking about. Maybe because he did not purchase the meat. Want to make that clear. So
Which I normally do for events.
Yeah.
I normally handle everything. Ange was at the store, so she handled it. But I was sending the picture for the thickness of the burgers.
Yes, that I picked up on that right away. So the burgers are very thin. I would say this. I'm trying to think of something. I don't know.
A quarter inch, maybe. I don't even think it was a third.
Like when they make the burger patty for you, that's about the thickness. I think you're thrown off by the dimension of Jolly Green Giant's hand, and that's making it look smaller. Object
looks
in mirror
small.
May smaller than it appears.
Yeah, it may appear smaller. I think these are thin burgers, man. Yes. So Chewy says, my wife's hamburger purchase for the family. Are you bleeping kidding me? Is his question. And Chew, I assume it was, I'm going to throw this thing on the grill, and it is going to disappear.
Took a minute aside. Never had a burger like that. 60 seconds, flip. It took longer to melt the cheese than to cook the burger.
Had to put it on right away after the flip.
Now, if it was friends, I probably would have went back to the store.
Oh.
But it wasn't?
But it was family.
Oh. So they'll deal with it.
Yeah. They'll deal with it.
Joshy is efforting right now to get the photograph of the burger up on the YouTube stream. So if you're watching on YouTube, stick around. We're going to show you exactly what Chewy showed us this weekend. My favorite line from Chew, just out of curiosity, How many pops were you in at this point when you were showing us your meat?
I was cooking not too bad. Handful of glasses of wine.
Because the line that killed me, just absolutely put me on my ass, was never tried cooking with a candle before.
Which, that would probably have been 3 minutes aside.
But it would have been a challenge.
What do you those had to be a 1/4 inch.
Again, I think the combination of you and the wine and the size of your hand throwing everything
You
off.
really don't think this is that bad?
I don't think it's that bad.
Immediately.
I think if you buy a package of burgers at because it looked like it was one of those prepackaged, you get 8 burgers in a thing.
That's what it was.
That's about the size that you get. Like I don't think that's what you get. Now they're going to be a little bit thicker if you go to the deli and you get the ones that are stuffed with bacon and cheddar or whatever. But if you go to whatever grocery store that you frequent, you can go and take a look. That's about the size of the burger. That
But what if you ordered a burger at a bar and that came out?
No good.
Well, I mean, a burger at a bar, that's going to be 2 patties. They're going to throw that and another patty on it.
Well, and I would say that's a kid's patty. That's what my kids get.
Yes.
Or sliders. If you order sliders, that's a slider-sized burger.
No, because, I mean, think about smash burgers. Like, smash burgers are even thinner than that.
Yeah, but smash burgers go in a tiny little bun, though, don't they?
No, you can have a big
I think it's
old,
sliders. Smash burgers where they take the
sliders.
They take the
which
meat,
is a smaller bun.
They take the metal thing and they smash it into the griddle.
Mm-hmm.
Throw some onions on there.
Like a Culver's burger would kind of be the closest thing that you've probably had to a smash burger. It's a pretty thin patty on a Culver's.
So your issue was, and this I actually really understood, Chew, since you were doing the grilling, you were concerned that those who were eating the burgers would think this was your product. This is what you thought was sufficient. This is what you thought was adequate to serve to your people. That your concern was your reputation.
Yes. I'm more of a 1/3 of a pound. 1/2 pound's a little big.
1/4 pound's too light?
I don't know. I guess I could have smashed 2 of them together.
Which is what I said.
Yeah.
But then nobody responded to my text. So I was like, it's fine. Yeah, that's what I would have done. I would have put the cheese on the inside, smashed 2 of the burgers together, and made a little delicacy.
Juicy Lucy. It's too much. It's too Minnesota for me. I'm out.
Juicy Lucy? What is that?
Well, you've never heard of a Juicy Lucy?
No.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's a burger that has it's basically like a stuffed burger, but it has a lot of cheese on the inside. It's a Minnesota creation. So kind of what you were describing, but it has a lot of cheese on the inside, so they call it a Juicy Lucy.
Gabe's like, could be delicious.
So
I don't know, but we're never from Minnesota.
So you're stretching.
I'm never going to find
Essentially, is what you're doing is you're stretching the meat by jamming other stuff in there.
Yeah, I mean, usually it's still like the patty itself is going to be pretty thick. Because you have all the different things in there. You're still getting the regular amount of meat.
Do you normally buy pre-patty-shaped burgers?
Pre-made?
Instead of making them yourself?
Right.
Yeah, because then you got to do stuff to it, don't you? Got to put an egg and breadcrumbs and
Speaking of stretching.
Well, I mean,
yes.
If you want to make a meatloaf. Yeah.
Well, hold on. If you make a burger, is it just the burger?
I don't put any potato chips or breadcrumbs or whatever in my burger.
Take your ground beef.
Yeah.
Pound of ground beef. If you want to do a 1/3 of a burger, slice it into thirds, roll it up in a ball, and smash it into a patty.
I use a little salt and pepper.
Well, okay. If you're not seasoning your food, you can't be trusted.
Maybe some onion salt. I don't know.
Yeah, if you want to get crazy.
I mean,
Did you just realize those are just ground beef?
No, I thought you had to do a little more to them.
Yeah, so you just realized they just now are ground beef.
But I only could season one side because if I did both, they were going to meet in the middle.
Salt would penetrate through.
Yeah.
The salt flakes from one side are the salt flakes from the other side.
That was fine, but if it was a dinner party for friends, I think you can get away with it with family.
Did you tell people? Did you say something? You didn't say like, hey, I'm not responsible for the quality of this evening's dinner because...
No. But I served Usinger hot dogs with them, which were gone.
I was about to say, so the burgers were left.
The dogs,
the dogs were gone.
Did anybody grab 2 burgers and throw them on the burger, right? 2 at a time? Maybe make a little double?
Probably not. No, because then it would have screwed up the whole bun rotation. Why can't they sell flipping buns with 4 or 6.
Okay.
Why does it have to be 12?
Somebody saw Father of the Bride.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
totally agree.
burger buns are typically 8, 4 or 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hot dogs get thrown off.
But to your point, Chew, I was at the store this weekend and they had a deal going, 10 burgers in a thing. You could buy 10. Well, great, but if you buy the buns, you get 8. So now you're buying 2 of the, what was the guy's name from Father of the Bride besides Steve Martin?
Steve Martin.
His character.
Prop comic.
What was
Prop comic? Carrot Top?
Well, he was Neil Page in Planes,
Trains, and Automobiles. Very good, Chew.
What was he in Father
Banks,
of the Bride?
Banks?
Carl Banks.
Is it Carl? No.
No, Carl, I played against him. He played for the Giants and
Because I
Cleveland
can
Browns.
picture Martin Short doing his accent and sort of like Mr. Banks.
Nina Banks was his wife.
Nina Banks was his wife.
That was
Chewy,
the
very
wife.
good. What was his name?
Couldn't tell you.
You ever see it?
I tried Google.
I've never seen
I don't have
Father
my
of the Bride.
computer up
Very.
and running. I guess I should do that, huh?
When I saw that, I wasn't outraged by the size of the burger, to be honest.
Yeah.
Thinner burgers are better.
No.
Yeah.
No, because you can't stack it. Because the stack will be 3 times as high as the burger.
What
I mean, you go lettuce, tomato, pickles, onions on there.
That's bigger than the burgers, what
Yeah.
you're saying.
Yeah.
How thick are you slicing your tomatoes?
Probably
About
the
the size.
same size as the burger.
Oh,
Yeah.
Joshy, good job. Josh, you got the photograph up on the YouTube stream. If you want to see the thinness, the girth, if you will, of the burgers. that
Again, I
Chewy
feel
was
like it
making-
gets thrown off by the size of your hands. You
I
got
think
big
it's
old
thin.
hands.
That looks
How do you like your
thin to me.
burgers? How do you like your burgers?
Medium.
Medium rare?
I mean,
You can't
medium
cook
rare.
that medium rare.
No, you can't.
I think you can if you know how to control the heat of your grill.
I think you need to
Oh.
butt out.
Whoa.
I think we got a skill issue at hand.
Whoa, that is.
That was a shot.
Well, I'm uncomfortable now.
I mean, questioning a man's grilling ability, Josh, that is.
Running her too hot.
That's.
What temperature should he have had it at?
Yeah.
150?
Lower. I don't know.
Slow cook it at 5 minutes
I mean,
aside?
we've all-
what are we doing?
We've all seen that where, the grill particularly, people control their heat on the oven stove because it's so easy. I mean, many a times a grill, you come out and
It'll get away from you.
Yeah,
Well, because everybody's just, it's got one setting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that knob can go to the
Yeah.
left,
Yeah.
but nobody actually knows that because they keep it all the
The
way
amount
on.
of tailgates where your hot dog or your burger is basically blackened
Yeah.
because they're just cranking it and letting her rip.
Would you like a blackened hot dog?
Oh, I've had to paint the house in Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. A little too close to the house.
You got to pull it away.
Yeah.
I think the smash burger is the ideal type of burger. I want thin. I want a little crisp on it. I want it thinner than thicker. Like a big mouthful of just hamburger meat, not for me.
No, see, I think it throws off the ratio. Again, it's all about the ratio of bread to meat and your accoutrement, if you will. Like, to me, I can't have more bun than burger. It has to be a good ratio.
Yeah, I agree.
Put 2
and
patties
plus,
on.
I want to.
No, that's what I typically
I
do.
want to see the medium rare in the middle.
Oh, I can't
where it's
do
a little
burgers
juicy.
medium rare.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted a little. What's between medium rare and medium? You know what I'm saying? Like, not the bottom end
It's
of medium
rare plus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
plus.
medium
Yeah.
rare plus.
Oh, yeah, now this is elevated casual again.
Yeah.
It's all over again. We're just adding.
Medium rare plus is what I'm looking for in a burger.
See, I'm medium rare negative.
Really?
Yes. I like
Yeah.
a little blood.
If you said medium rare negative to somebody at the store, how much spit are you consuming?
How much spit?
Yeah. Medium
lot.
rare negative?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's actually a turn.
I don't think.
Yeah.
Well, I'd rather have a burger or a steak undercooked than overcooked.
I agree.
I would
tend
definitely
to
the
agree.
steak. Definitely the steak.
As
Like, you
long
can
as
get
it's not
away with
dangerous.
the burger. Yeah. Yeah, as long as I mean, at that point, it's just steak tartare.
Right.
But yeah, when it comes to a burger, like, there's a wider range of temperatures that are acceptable on the burger.
We got a
versus
lot
the
of
steak.
reaction rolling in
Yeah.
on the Carbless Talking text line. We got reaction rolling in on the YouTube stream. Let me go to YouTube first. First of all, Mike wants to let us know it's George Banks from Father
George
of the
Banks,
Bride.
yeah, that's-
Okay. Silver Fox says, that's thin, Gabe. John says, that looks like a quarter pounder in weight, but it is pretty small. And Greg says, that looks like a very thin burger. Chewy is right.
Yeah, again, I think if that burger was in a normal person's hand, you think it would look normal.
I don't know.
Do we got shrinkflation going on here?
What is shrinkflation?
Oh.
Between the Juicy Lucy and shrinkflation, I'm learning all kinds of stuff this morning.
It is when companies, big food producers, make, or basically anything, they put less for the same price.
Yes.
So basically, as prices increase, they make smaller and smaller servings of what they're giving you. So they are trying to basically cut corners and convince you you're getting the same thing for the same price when it's smaller. But like the prepackaged thing here is the difference.
Well, yeah, because this is made by whatever grocery store your wife got these from.
Yes. And they were very good. It's just a little small.
It looks like, where now when people are so health conscious, you can get cookies, but you can get the thin variety of the cookies. Oreo thins.
Like Oreo thins,
Yeah, that's what this reminds me of. This
Wait, is
looks like
that to be healthy?
hamburger. I think it's supposed to, so you get the taste of the Oreo, but it's, a fraction of the size / calories.
You got bad nose.
If you think I'm eating Oreo thins, you're sorely mistaken.
If I see a box of Oreo thins, I'm eating enough to get an Oreo regular.
If I decide not to punt them for being a disgrace.
This feels like burger thins over here. That's what they were doing, burger thins. Hey, you guys were talking about the grill earlier. I saw a cool trick on social media. At the beginning of the season, Chew, you're supposed to take a loaf of bread, and we know how you feel about bread.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to put it on your grill, like flat, not the loaf, but slices of bread on the grill, and then turn it on normally, and then flip them over, and you can see where the hot spots are on your grill.
Oh.
That was a smart little life hack I never thought about for the cost of, about 6 or 7 slices of bread, however big your grill is. So the more you know here this morning on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We'll take a break. We got a lot of stuff to get to. Brewers with an unbelievable weekend. We'll talk about that. Is Christian Yelich, what he has done over the last month or so, is that more impressive than what Jacob Mizorowski has done in his first 2 outings? We'll debate that. Plus, Christian Watson is running Forrest Gump. We saw the video. Stick around. We'll talk about whether or not it could be good for the Packers if he doesn't. That's coming up next.
Guys, I'm telling you, if you're making plans to propose to that special someone in your life, the Jewelry Center, the only place to go for the ring. They're the best place to shop for diamond engagement rings in Milwaukee for a reason. It's what I did. And look, sometimes you don't know what your, bride-to-be wants in an engagement ring. Take a look at our Pinterest page. Bring those ideas into the Jewelry Center, and the helpful team that Dean the Dancing Machine has put together over there at the Jewelry Center, always going to point you in the right direction. Whether it's a naturally mined diamond, a lab-grown diamond, whatever you're in the market for when it comes to that engagement ring, of course, the Jewelry Center has it. Check out the inventory at any one of their 3 locations, Greenfield, Brookfield, or in Burlington, or shop online. Shop TJC.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Volume picking up right now, 4145 between Appleton Avenue and Highway 100 north and south. Going to be a bit slow through that tight zone. 43 north out of downtown Milwaukee up to about Capitol Drive. A light tap on the brakes as you head through there. Also, watch out for freeway pavement buckling. We already have seen it once in Sheboygan County. This almost near the Sheboygan-Manitowoc County line. Right lane closed at Row Road due to this. We're also seeing some pavement buckling off the freeway system as well. So keep an eye out for it if you're heading out today. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco. And checking the storm team forecast, an extreme heat warning still in effect for Milwaukee, Racine, and Kenosha counties until 7 this evening. A heat advisory in effect for the rest of the region until then as well. Watching for a cold front to move through, might see some storms pop up. Some could be on the stronger side. High of 95 today, triple-digit heat index values with some breeze as well. Rain tonight and a low down to 72. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Adam Roberts on 94.5 ESPN.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on June 24th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they take on the Pittsburgh Pirates.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness. Third down.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Tune in June 24th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sportsbook for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Empower. Tim collects bobbleheads. A lot of bobbleheads. Baseball bobbleheads. Race car bobbleheads. Little chihuahua bobbleheads. He's got an entire room strictly for bobbleheads. Does he need them? No. Is his wife mad about it? A little. But Tim works with Empower, and he got good at money, so he can be a little bad. Ooh, horse bobblehead. Classy, Tim. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sportsbook for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Are you dreaming about summer in your backyard yet? Landworks handles projects of all sizes. From a cozy pocket patio lush with greenery to a grand outdoor hosting space and everything in between. Locally owned and operated, Landworks prides themselves on exceptional customer service and a personal approach to all of your landscaping needs. The Landworks team of experts will work closely with you, making your property shine all year. Experience the Landworks difference. Visit landworkswisconsin.com. That's landworkswisconsin.com.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
What's the one thing you say almost weekly here on the show?
Less eat.
Try again.
I don't know.
What's the one thing you've got?
Big boobs.
You've got time.
Oh,
time. You've got time.
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
We got there.
Took off. I needed a few more hints.
Yeah. You put you in a... That's Dave's fault.
On 94.5 ESPN.
We've got Jeff Levering coming up at 8:30 this morning to talk about the Brew Crew, what a weekend they've had. And now we've got this big matchup on Wednesday that I know a lot of people are going to get excited about. It is Mizorowski, it is Skeens, it is at AmFam Field. We will talk to Jeff Levering about that. But there was a video that popped this weekend about your Green Bay Packers, and more specifically, Christian Watson. Christian Watson is running, guys. The video is... running routes, cutting, hitting pretty close to full speed. That from Zach Jacobson on the old Twitter/X. And my first reaction was good for him. Good for Christian Watson that he is out there getting closer to full speed, getting close to being available for the Green Bay Packers. But Gabe, you and others had a different reaction to seeing Christian Watson running, which is...
this is kind of where he's supposed to be, isn't it? Like, I didn't look at him going, oh, man, that's really close to full speed. No, he's just running on it. This is, to me, part of the rehab. Like, I didn't look at this and go, oh, boy, yeah, training camp. Man, training camp's what? Training camp's 4 or 5 weeks away? Yeah, I bet he's going to be ready for training camp. I don't think he's going to be ready for training camp.
No. There's a little hitch, but he does look good.
Yeah,
I mean, he's going to be on PUP. So is that 4 or 6?
So
he's going to be on whatever.
So PUP, physically unable to perform. That's the list that he can be on because he's coming into the season with the injury. So he would have to sit for 4 weeks. And then after that, there's an additional 5-week grace period where you have to decide if you want that player start practicing. Once you start to practice, there's an additional 3-week window that he can practice before you actually activate him onto the roster. So there's a lot of different steps there.
So that's probably what he'll be on. Because it'll take him a while. I mean, it's one thing to run straight line, and, you start introducing cuts and things. It's when you get around bodies, that's when you get very uncomfortable. So that takes mentally 2 weeks to get used to.
And that's in practice. I'm assuming there's another level when you go to playing against another team. I mean, I know that this is all progressive, right? You got to get through the stages, got to get through the checkpoints before you actually do that. But my point is there's actually still that learning curve when you get on the field and you're taking on actual competition at full speed where you got to get over that mental hurdle of like, okay, here we go. We got this, you know, we can handle it. But we've used the phrase log jam before when it comes to these wide receivers. And even when we were saying log jam, the thought was Christian Watson would be on PUP. This idea of racing him, rushing him back to the roster, could you make the argument, Gabe, that it actually hurts the Packers? Rushing Christian Watson back or getting him back at the start of the season actually hurts them because they'd have to make some even tougher decisions.
I don't know if it hurts them because the guys that they would have to release are clearly not as good as Christian Watson. But I think they would prefer to not have to make that decision. Because let's say he starts on PUP, and we've already talked about the wide receivers that they have, and you're adding 2 rookie wide receivers to there. So you're looking at potentially Bo Melton, Malik Heath, and McCole Hardman, 3 guys for 1 spot. Well, that 1 spot might go away, and maybe they keep 7, and it's still 3 for 1 if Watson's available, but they're more likely thinking, okay, 3 for 1, then we have our 6 guys. The situation's going to take care of itself. Either there's another injury or we decide that we can, live without somebody or whatever throughout the course of the season that they would be able to figure out. Or if they want to keep 7 when Christian Watson comes back and they're able to do so because there's an injury at a different position, that they can just slide him in onto the 53-man roster as a 7th wide receiver because they like what whoever else makes the roster is doing on special teams. Like, you wouldn't have to make a decision or a tough decision on somebody you want to cut on the back end that might contribute on special teams if Christian Watson just starts on PUP.
They need to protect him from himself a little bit because he is going into a contract year. He wants to get on that field as quick as possible to get catches, yards, touchdowns, so he gets paid the following year. So you have to protect him from coming back too early. So they'll put him on PUP. He'll miss the next 4 and then see where we go from there. See how quickly he's ready to go. But he's going to want to be. Matter of fact, he's probably fighting him as far as putting him on PUP. He's going to sit there and go, I can play. I can do it. I can do it.
But I think, again, especially with somebody like him who's had so many injury concerns throughout the course of his career, I think you want to make sure. Because even him rushing back and then having another injury, that's no good for him either.
No,
in terms of him trying to get that next contract, whether it's the Packers or elsewhere.
That's why I said try to extend him.
I'm going to give you guys the option right now. Christian Watson, I would prefer Christian Watson to miss time or not miss time. Because it feels like the argument that you're making here is I would prefer Christian Watson to miss time. And again, in a vacuum, that feels crazy town. Why in the world would you want one of your best threats, one of your best pass catchers to miss time? But the points that you're making, I think, are well stated. One, you've got this log jam. The PUP spot gives them an extra, it's like a layaway, right? It's like we're going to buy that. We just can't buy it right now. Just hang out over there a little bit, and that lets us also evaluate this stuff. And then the other thing is he is injury prone. He has been prone to injuries. So this is a guy who you want to take a little bit more time with getting him back to the field. Don't rush him to get out there week 1. So if I had to vote on that poll, Christian Watson misses time. I prefer he misses time to not missing time.
I think I would want him to miss a little bit of time because I think once you even have the knee, okay, hey, this knee's healthy enough for you to play in an NFL football game, then you want to be able to have that extra time because one of the reasons why he apparently was having hamstring issues is because one hamstring was stronger than the other. Hey, let's just make sure that throughout this rehab process, there hasn't been other issues within either one of your legs that's popped up. Let's make sure. Let's run you back over to Madison, do that little hammy test, make sure everything's good. I just would rather, cross all the T's, dot all the I's, and then double check it again when it comes to the health of a young player's knee like this, because the luxury of drafting the 2 wide receivers and having the other wide receivers you have is you don't have to rush him back. Let's make sure you can be the best version of you, because Christian Watson at 75, 80% probably is not as good as some of the other guys they already have on the roster.
So, Chew, how do you navigate this if you're a player? How do you navigate this? Because to your point, you mentioned the contract situation. You mentioned he's going to want a full season to show his value. Every game he misses, in his mind, devalues him to the team. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but you're coming at it from a player standpoint. How should Christian Watson handle the return to the roster?
I would slow play it, probably, because if you get out there too early, and hamstrings, have been a problem. You get out there too early, you're not running naturally. That puts stress on the other hamstring. Something happens. So let's say he comes back, they don't put him on PUP week 3, has hamstring issues. He could cost himself a lot of money, because then the following year, he's only signing a 1-year deal. I'm just wondering right now. All right, let me ask you this. Let's say he didn't get hurt. He didn't get hurt, finish out the season. He's a free agent. What would he have got paid this year? 12, 14? Because he's eyeballing. What he's looking at is the top receivers in the game making 30.
Sure.
And players are a little delusional.
Yeah, I understand. When the most you've ever played, this last year was the healthiest he had ever been.
Yeah.
It's the most games he's ever played in the season. Also the most yards he's ever had in the season. 620.
Well, let me give you some of the names. Justin Jefferson, 35. CeeDee Lamb, 34. A.J. Brown. I'm not saying he belongs up there. I'm just giving you the list of wide receivers. A.J. Brown, 32. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 30. Tyreek Hill, 30. Devontae Adams, 28. Stop me when I get to a place where you're like Cooper Kupp, 26.
Actually, you know what was the first one on the list?
Justin Jefferson.
And what was he making?
35.
All right, so like his career right now is about a Justin Jefferson season, so he can get $35 million over, 3 or 4 years?
Split it in 3.
Which is probably pretty fair. I'm just wondering what he would take.
98 catches, 1,600 yards, and 14 touchdowns. That's like an average Justin Jefferson season. So he gets the 35. He's got to split out over a number of years.
So if I said 3 years, like you said, $36 million, would you take it?
If I'm Watson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not going to take it. He's not. And I think he's a pretty reasonable, because his dad's delusional.
But
I
just
didn't
because
expect that to be the explanation, but
just because your dad's delusional doesn't mean you are.
No, but some of it rubs off.
Sure, but
as long as your agent isn't delusional, I think you're okay.
I would think his dad would, just based upon the tweets he sends out, is probably saying, no, just play out this year and see where we go from here.
But I can't imagine him being able to make more than 3 years, 35, 36 mil.
Next year, you're saying?
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, what receivers make
that type of money?
$13 million a year. MVS types?
And I hate to break it to Christian Watson fans and his dad. Guess who was more productive in his time in a Green Bay Packer uniform?
Yeah.
I mean, outside of the stretch he had when he was a rookie, when he had a bunch of touchdowns in a handful of games, but even that has dried up. Like, he only scored twice last year.
Yeah.
So, an MVS type, would get that. 12, 13 is kind of what you'd get for a starting wide receiver.
I would offer it. I don't think you'd take it.
All right. I think that's all you can do, because I think that's fair. I think that's a fair deal.
I think that's fair. Yes.
Would you have extended him this offseason?
With his ACL?
Try to get him on the cheap?
Well, it would still be considered off-season right now. I would throw out
3 years, 30?
No, a little more than that.
With a
12 average. 12 average.
Well, but that would be 36. But I mean, knowing how the Packers operate, and they would want to get a little bit of a discount. Hey, we're giving you money up front. We don't even know how that knee is.
So it would be fair, because it would essentially be a 2-year deal. No, because you'd add this year onto.
Yeah, the extension would kick in next year.
Yes.
Maybe you get a little more upfront money this year.
I would think about it.
Getting a deal done now?
Yeah. I mean, do I think he's going to be a pure number one? No. But I think he's got value.
And some of it is also the combination of him and some of these other guys you have. Like, when I think about Christian Watson on the field with Matthew Golden, that to me feels scary.
And then
there's an element of that combo that I think could do some real damage.
Like the future could be Golden, Watson, and Reed. Let Dobbs go. That's pretty good,
Especially
projecting
with the 2 tight
3
ends
years from now.
that we always talk about.
There's only 34 guys who make an average of $10 million or more per season at
How
wide
many?
receiver. 34.
Is that the ones we just rattled off?
Well, yeah, obviously it goes deeper, but 34 guys.
Who's the 34th guy?
Tutu Atwell makes $10 million.
Keep going. Give me the list closer. Give me that range.
Dimey Brown makes $10 million. Jacoby Myers gets 11. Alan Lazard gets 11. Darius Slayton gets 12. Rashad
don't we
Bateman,
think that Christian Watson is better than Alan Lazard?
Rashard
no.
Bateman's probably
Gabe,
what does Bateman get?
Bateman just got he just signed his extension. He gets 12.25.
That's a good comp right there. And Bateman's numbers are probably a little better.
Probably.
So I would, the hell. Yeah, I would throw Bateman's contract at him and see what he does.
Rashad Bateman last year had 756 yards receiving, 9 touchdowns.
I want to put this on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter poll. And again, we have gone through it now, so hopefully there's a little bit of an explanation for it. I'm sure people will see it and go, what the hell are these people talking about? I would prefer Christian Watson, 1, miss time at the start of the season, be out there for week 1. I feel like a lot of Packers fans understand the sentiment, understand the case that you're making, Gabe, right? Mm-hmm. For a number of reasons. But we're going to put it on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Infinity Exteriors Twitter poll. You let us know what you think. Still a lot of stuff to get to here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We got to keep it moving. Potawatomi Casino Hotel is known for its endless ways to win, and Friday, June 27th, they are showing why that is the standard with the highly anticipated season finale blockbuster drawings. Watch your entries from Enchanted Spins, Unreal Treasures, and Boundless Bounty roll into drawings where $300,000 in cash and prizes is up for grabs. Be there to win your share, June 27th only at Potawatomi. More information available online. Must be 21 years old to play.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
4145 heading north and south between Appleton Avenue and Highway 100. Going to be a little slow, tapping the brakes, adding about 5 minutes on your ride between Highway Q and the Zoo. 43 Fond du Lac Avenue up to about Capitol Drive. Going to be a little slow out of downtown, as well as 43 south from Bender Road to about Hampton. Just a couple extra minutes on that ride. Also, it's a little bit of a slow go. 94 heading west in Waukesha County near Delafield. Just a touch slow around Elmhurst Road. No incidents looks like related to this, just a slow spot. And then, of course, keeping our eye on pavement buckling that we're seeing from the heat as well. 43 north in Sheboygan County, right lane closed near Row Road. We're also seeing some spotty closures due to pavement buckling off the freeway system as well. Traffic is brought to you by Comfort Awnings. Extend your outdoor space with a retractable awning or screen at Comfort Awnings, custom designed to fit your home. Get your free estimate at comfortawnings.com. And checking the Storm Team forecast, one more day of extreme heat. An extreme heat warning for Milwaukee, Racine, and Kenosha counties until 7 this evening. Heat advisory for the rest of southeast Wisconsin until that same time. High of 95 today, low tonight of 72. A front moving through could bring some storms, and some could be strong. Weather is brought to you by Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more. Easy and affordable apparel personalization with no minimums and fast turnaround. For all your printing needs, bigfrog.com/Mequon. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Adam Roberts on 94.5 ESPN.
It's Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. For me and my family, finding the perfect home is a journey, but we don't walk it alone. With the We Sell Group, Rob and Nick aren't just real estate agents, they're part of our family's team. They bring us options, perspective, and peace of mind. While they navigate the market, I can stay focused on all that life has in store. Because at the We Sell Group, it's not just about the home, it's about the people and the path it takes to get there. The We Sell Group, more than agents, part of your journey. Get started with Rob and Nick at wesell.kw.com.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Becoming a truck driver doesn't have to be complicated. At Schneider, we make it easy to get your commercial driver's license and start your new career. With our CDL apprenticeship training, you'll get paid to become a truck driver in just 5 to 6 weeks and have a Schneider driving job waiting for you when you've completed the program. Plus, during training, Schneider will provide transportation, lodging, and meals at no cost to you. Ready to get your career on the road? Learn more and apply today at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
So it was the fourth quarter and we're down by 5. Sweat pouring down my face. Suddenly it hit me. If only I could wrap part of the towel around my forehead. And that's how I became the first basketball player to wear a headband.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Every success you've had began with a great opportunity. Now there's another one. Last aid year, University of Maryland Global Campus awarded over $21 million in scholarships to qualified students, including community college students, service members, veterans, and working adults. Now is the time to move your career forward with an online and accredited skills-based education. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Live comedy on Okauchee Lake. Join us for dinner and a show at the Golden Mast on June 27th with comedian John DeBoer. Get your tickets at goldenmastin.com. Enjoy a night of laughter and amazing food at the Golden Mast, your place on the lake. goldenmastin.com.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
What operating system does a Chewy computer run on?
I believe it's a Cat 14.
It's a COS. It's a Chewy operating system.
I was thinking Windows 98.
Yeah, I mean, very similar.
It's dial-up. Let me get my modem.
Chewy.
On 94.5 ESPN.
There is a lot of understandable and deserved excitement about what the Brewers are doing right now. I don't know how much people are standings watching, Cubs watching, but the Brewers are now 3.5 games back of the Cubs after a weekend that saw them win 4 straight games and just absolutely annihilate the Twins. Mizorowski was out there. That was exciting. I got a little choked up watching him go off the mound after his performance and the Minnesota fans giving him the ovation. I know they talk about Midwest nice, but wow, that was so cool. And it has been cool to watch him. But I got to tell you guys, what Christian Watson and the offense have been doing for the Milwaukee Brewers is incredible. And I can't remember the last time I was this excited about the Brewers on both sides, the offense and the defense, the bats and the pitching. Gabe, I think you got to go back to 2011, the last time this team, the Milwaukee Brewers, was as formidable with their pitching staff and with their lineup. Fair or unfair?
I mean, for the last month, yes. I think we have to wait and see if this is just a hot streak for some of these guys or if this is actually going to be sustained, because for a lot of the season, the offense has been suspect. But yeah, you think about the run that they've been on since going back to 2018. Like, that 2018 team, the offense was spectacular. That's, Yelich at the height of his powers, winning an MVP. You're trading for Mike Moustakas. Like, you've got, Travis Shaw is actually being, a very productive member of that offense. You trade for Yasmani Grandal after that. You've got a lot of bats, and you were just kind of hodgepodging the pitching altogether.
The bullpen was tough in 2018, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, bullpen was good, but, you're throwing out openers. You're just kind of figuring out a way to cover innings before you can get to that bullpen. And then more as of late, you think of the last handful of years, with Council and then even into last year, although the offense was certainly better last year, Corbin Burns winning a Cy Young, him and Woodruff at the height of their powers and the way that they were able to pitch, and Freddie Peralta being the third guy in the rotation. The pitching kind of carried the day, and the bullpen obviously was... The bullpen's been good. That's the constant throughout. But the offense is starting to live up to some of the hype of what the pitching's been able to do this year.
What happens with someone like Yelich, where you're batting, what'd you say, 180 something?
So on the 21st of May, he was batting 184.
So what happens? Confidence? What is it?
I think his camp
Why
has
is
said,
it so streaky?
His camp has said timing has been the key to his resurgence over the last month or so. He's figured out the timing.
Is it kind of like a field goal kicker?
If the field goal kicker was trying to kick a ball that was moving.
But I mean,
I've
never been on a field, and unless there was injury and I was battling it to try and stay above water, never had a confidence issue.
My guess is mechanically some things have to change after you have a back injury and have surgery on the back, the way that Christian Yelich did. I'm guessing you're not able to swing exactly the way he used to back in 2018. So now you got to change, again, little things, and you're working on it. And like Jen said, then there's a timing mechanism that goes along with that. Okay, now I feel fundamentally sound with where my swing is, but now I've got to get, okay, what's my timing like once I get into the game? How fast are these pitches getting on me? How much can I react to the breaking ball that's coming off of the fastball? There's just a lot of variables that go into it, and sometimes it takes a little bit of time to kind of figure all that out.
So it's closer to golf than it is probably anything else.
Yeah, but again, it's just so different because with golf and kicking, the ball is stationary. It's right there. So that variable is gone. Whereas in baseball, that's one of the most important variables because it's coming at you, it's moving.
How do you go from shooting a 74 one day to an 86 the next day?
I have no idea. No clue.
It's the same in baseball. But
the
swings are comparable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the swing in golf is extremely important. Confidence.
The comparable thing there would be simply if you get one thing wrong in the process wrong, other things start to fall apart.
Yeah.
And it's sort of, you need to be, that's why timing in baseball is so important. If you're not on time and you're, say lifting your leg early or late, you are then getting to the ball late. And if you figure that out, things kind of fall into position for you.
Is anybody else with me that this is the first season since, you could argue, 2011? And Gabe, you made some good points about 2018. I think 2021, there was dominant pitching, but the bats were inconsistent. This is the first time since 2011 where it feels like they have the bats, and again, to your point, could be inconsistent. They might not be able to sustain the numbers they've been putting up lately. But then you look at the pitching staff that they've started to collect, and Woodruff isn't even back in the rotation yet. Like, there is an excitement surrounding this Brewers team, but I could make the argument that Christian Yelich is having a more impressive, that's right, I said Yelich, YouTube folks who are commenting that I said Christian Watson earlier. Christian Yelich is having a more impressive season than what we have seen from Mizorowski. And for me, it is about the resurgence. It is about, there are people who thought that Christian Yelich would never, ever, ever reach the heights that he has in the past. There are people who thought that he was done, that he would never be able to contribute the way he has in the past for the Milwaukee Brewers. And yet here he is, 32 years old, multiple back injuries, and he is, what is he hitting now? 250?
259.
259. So could you make the argument? Yes, what Christian Yelich is doing is more impressive than Mizorowski. And look, I'm over the moon.
You would lose the argument. If you want to make the argument, you can, but you'd lose the argument.
No, because again, Mizorowski, could he do this for a very long time? Absolutely he could. And I hope that he does. I'm very, very excited. But I'm thrilled for Yelich because you know the work that he has put into this. You know how pesky backs can be. You know that he is a veteran on this team. He is a clubhouse presence. He has all of those things weighing on his shoulders, the responsibility of being the face of a franchise and all of that stuff. And he has done the tweaking. He has done the tooling, the retooling to figure out a way to not just be serviceable, to be a major contributor to this offense. I think what Christian Yelich is doing this year has been remarkable in the last month or so.
Yeah, it's been the last month because, as I mentioned, on the 21st, he was batting 184, and now he's up to 259. And in that time, he has played very much like he did in those back-to-back seasons in 18-19, which is great. But has he done anything that hasn't been done since the year 1900? Because that's what we've seen out of Mizorowski. Again, I don't want to downplay Christian Yelich, but he hasn't done anything historic, has he?
Not yet.
I've never seen, we haven't seen somebody like Jacob Mizorowski throwing 96-mile-an-hour sliders, throwing triple digit. I mean, again, in his first start, he threw more 100-mile-an-hour or more pitches than every other Brewers starter combined since 2008 when they started tracking this stuff and keeping records of it. He's doing things we've never seen before I've already seen this. I've seen it out of Christian Yelich before. Jacob Mizorowski is... There's a reason why the bottom has fallen out of his odds to win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, let's go over those for a minute because somebody wanted to make a bet last week or 2 weeks ago, right after his first major league start, when the odds, Joshy, at Potawatomi Sportsbook were what?
I believe it was plus 1,200 following his first start.
To win Rookie.
Correct. He was tied with Chad Patrick.
What are those odds now today after his 2 incredible starts?
Well, last Wednesday, when the game got delayed, he was supposed to pitch in. He was looking at, I believe it was plus 700 or plus 900.
I think 900 is what you...
After 6 innings of perfect baseball that he pitched there, he is now down all the way to plus 175.
Wait, is he the favorite?
He is the favorite. He has jumped the guy in second position, whose name's escaping me.
Doesn't matter. Who cares?
But yes, now he has, after 2 MLB starts, which he got 2 wins in and only surrendered 1 hit, he is now the favorite to win NL Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. Look, I don't want to take anything away from what Jacob Mizorowski is doing, can do, will do. It's all very exciting. Going to the game this Wednesday when he and Paul Skeens will be on the hill. I would bet the under. Whatever the under is, the
under might be 2.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Let's wait to see what the under is, Jen, before we go crazy. All right, but yes, not a lot of
the Pirates can't score.
Not a lot of runs in that one.
Here's a question. Did the Brewers offense screw Mizorowski's perfect game there by scoring a bunch of runs?
Yeah. Yeah, they did.
Because he was cooking.
But I also don't think he would have ever had the chance to finish it.
And then he sat for 20 minutes, right? Isn't that what the broadcast kept saying? He was sitting for 20 minutes.
They would have never let him finish.
Yeah, I mean, those perfect games, too, they wouldn't have. But those perfect games, when they happen, things usually have to go perfect on both sides. Like, it needs to be low scoring. You kind of just churning through, getting through quick because, you can't sit that long and just stay out there and come back in perfect form.
Can they flex this to a national game or no?
No, because there's no national TV, I think, on
ESPN?
Wednesday.
No?
They don't have a game on Wednesday nights, I don't think.
I would bet they'll be doing the cut-ins wherever they can.
Yeah, like on MLB Network or whatever.
Yeah.
Because the other thing is it's an afternoon game. It's a 1:10 first pitch.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Afternoon game at AmFam on Wednesday between those two.
Kind of must watch.
For who?
Kind of.
Wait, time out. Yes, I would argue it's a must.
Yeah.
I'm going to be there.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me know how it goes.
I'll send you some vids.
So 1 o'clock's perfect.
So the must watch, does that apply to everyone but you?
Well, I'll be watching because it's supposed to rain this whole week.
Okay, so you won't be out mowing the lawn
I
or
won't be
something.
out.
Well, and your wife can't commandeer the television like she did the last time.
No. I'll be buying dinner, too.
Oh, because you're not going to let another mistake occur.
Wait, so is this the trade-off? She bans you from Amazon, you ban her from going and picking up the groceries?
They're kind of trending that way, yes.
You have that kind of power?
And when it comes to food, I think, because she fully admits that she can't cook, which is fine. I love cooking.
I sort of think we breezed past a little too fast that Chewy just realized burgers are ground beef.
No, I knew they were ground beef, but I thought you need a binder, right? Is that a word that you use?
Yeah. I mean, I'm familiar.
I understand what you're saying.
For other things.
You don't need a binder for burgers.
You can if you want to.
Yeah,
some
of course,
people will chop up some bacon, throw it in there.
Onions.
I've even seen some people use a little
thought
sour
there
cream.
had to be breadcrumbs in an egg.
That's
just for meatloaf?
Or meatballs. You ever make meatballs?
Learn something. I bet you guys didn't know this, that my next door neighbors put down in the sand to keep the birds away from pooping in their little beach, little sandbox thing.
What did they put in the sand?
I bet you didn't know cinnamon was flammable.
What?
So
I'm trying to follow here. They put cinnamon in the sand because it's flammable, and that keeps the birds away?
No,
okay, sorry.
I think the smell of it, or the,
I did know that 'cause I
geese
put it
and
in my
ducks
plants.
don't like the smell of it. But I said, did you know that cinnamon is flammable?
Yes, because
This is very much of the human head weighs 8 pounds.
Yes.
We are having a Jerry Maguire little kid
You didn't know
moment
that.
here.
Can we do
No.
that in here? Let's bring some cinnamon in.
Guys, we had a conversation about how Mussolini gets the drink at the one bar and they always light the cinnamon stick on fire. And at one time it took off in flames on us as we were just relaxed and sitting
Well, yeah, but I don't know if that has anything specifically to do with cinnamon. I mean, it's a stick. Yeah, you can light anything on fire. Your shirt's flammable. Like, I mean, what are we saying?
No, if you have a big thing, it'll go woof.
Are you talking spontaneous combustion?
Yeah.
Yeah, if it gets struck by lightning, we gotta
My
take a
hat's
break.
flammable. Like, what
How
are we
do you
doing?
think that went there, Chew?
Hey, it went great for me. Because I had them hook, line, and sinker.
You had who?
Someone, somewhere.
With a dedicated Milwaukee team, Fifth Third Bank knows what success looks like. For 15 years, we've been serving businesses, organizations, and individuals in the area with a long-standing commitment to the healthcare and not-for-profit sectors. Whether it's expansion to commercial payments, Fifth Third offers a full suite of financial services and solutions to navigate your organization's complex needs. Experience the difference with Fifth Third Bank National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN. All day, every day. The Carbless talk and text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless talk and text line. This is more.
Forget average. At Exterior Pros, they bring the heat. They're not here to meet standards, they're here to smash them. From the first swing of the hammer to the final reveal, they're leveling up your home with every window, every shingle, and every single detail. This isn't just a remodel, it's a glow up for your house. Built tough, built beautiful, built to turn heads. Want in? Let's go. Lock in your project now and save $3,000. Exterior Pros, where bold meets built. Trust the pros and visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Canty here. It's time to turn things up a notch. This summer, don't binge watch shows, binge s'mores by the campfire. Press pause on the podcast and press play on Warm Weather Vibes. Here's your chance to win $10,000 for your ultimate summer. What are you waiting for? Take a shot with 5-Hour Energy and make this summer your best summer ever. Visit 5HEshot.com for full details and rules to enter today. No purchase necessary. Ends June 30th, 2025.
Evan Cohen here. According to a recent ZipRecruiter survey, 76% of employers plan to expand headcount for 2025. If you're one of these employers, add ZipRecruiter's latest feature, Zip Intro, to your hiring plan. It does most of the work for you, so you save time. Just pick a time, and Zip Intro finds and schedules qualified candidates for you. You can even meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL.
Looking for a totally rad flavor adventure, brochachos? Look no further than Surfer Boy Pizza as seen in Stranger Things. Each mouth-watering variety contains rich tomato sauce, delicious mozzarella cheese, and a gnarly range of toppings. The crust is crispy on the outside and airy on the inside. You'll think it was hand-tossed by the Surfer Boy Pizza dudes themselves. Look for it in the freezer aisle at your local store and buckle up your taste buds with Surfer Boy Pizza.
Make plans to attend the Bud Pavilion's free concert series Wednesday Night Live. Gates open at 6 with music from Almighty Vinyl starting at 7. Epic bands, unforgettable nights. It's Wednesday Night Live at the Bud Pavilion at State Fair Park this Wednesday with Almighty Vinyl.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
You got to have a condiment with the bread.
Yeah, you want
can't
some
eat the
sort
bread
of
alone.
Yeah, you want some sort of lubricant with the bread. Yes, that's correct.
Yes,
it's just necessary.
You follow?
Like, you don't want to just be sitting there eating like pieces of white bread with nothing on it.
Can't be going dry.
Yeah, it can't be raw dog and just white bread.
On 94.5 ESPN.
For your next big event, Noble Catering has to be your first call. Southeastern Wisconsin's premier craft caterer, preferred by over 30 venues in the area, and coming in the spring of 2026, Noble's new headquarters, Brixton's Turn, a 400-person event venue located in the heart of Bayview's Harbor District. Have beverage needs for that upcoming party? Neat Beverage Catering offers mobile bartending to elevate that event. And last but certainly not least, check out the stunning riverfront bar inside the Associated Bank River Center Vault. A perfect summer spot for a night on the town or before a ball game. Featuring happy hour specials, a menu with tremendous flatbreads, and my favorite part, the raw bar. And of course, you also get incredible views of the Milwaukee River.
Maybe we should put it on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter poll this morning, the Infinity Exteriors Twitter poll. When Chewy says must watch, that means for everyone. That means for everyone but you.
What's actually something that is must watch for you? That you're like, hey, I cannot miss this.
Mobland. But it might be the best of whatever those series are called that I've seen. And I miss it.
So,
I haven't seen Mobland.
But with Mobland, it's not like you're sitting there waiting for it to come out. Like once a new episode, or I don't know how Mobland does it, if they do it weekly, if they just drop the entire series. But is there anything that's live on television that you would ever consider must watch? Like, hey, I got to make sure I'm on my couch at 6:30 because this game's starting at 6:35.
First weekend of college football and first weekend of NFL. Must watch. Surreal. Awesome.
So that's it.
I was going to say
that's pretty much it.
That is
That's it. That's it. You know, week 3, week 4, Monday night game.
See, I still like the unpredictability of live sports. You know, and I love a good television show, right? And I think if it's done correctly, it can be transcendent. But there's nothing that can... Think about the game last night. Game 7 between OKC and the Pacers. And you know, again, I keep thinking Pacers could do this. Pacers could knock them out. Right? Everybody has underestimated the Pacers. Pacers are not as good as everyone says they are, or whatever the whole shtick is. And I'm thinking Pacers could win this sucker. And then 7 minutes into the game, Halliburton goes down with the Achilles injury. Whoa, plot twist.
Yeah.
Didn't see that coming.
It was basically over.
And then it was tough. Although I will say this. Third quarter, TJ McConnell, he goes on that epic run, right?
Yeah.
Moving around. He's driving in the hole, and he can't miss from 0 feet. And I go to my husband, I go, if they win this game, and he outscores Pascal Siakam tonight, could he be the MVP off the bench in the NBA Finals?
Yeah, but the problem with TJ McConnell is he can't play like that for the required amount of minutes that he would have needed to do that. Like, you can do it in spurts. That's why it works. Coming in off the bench. Oh, you can do that in spurts. Oh, you have to do that for an entire half because Tyrese isn't coming back in? Yeah, that's... Because he did all those great things in the third quarter. That was the only thing the Pacers did in the third quarter because they got outscored by 14.
Oh, there was a stretch where he was the only one who had scored for the entire second half.
Yeah, because, But even
maybe it was field goals. Maybe that was the distinction.
But even I was watching yesterday afternoon, College World Series. It was game 2 of the College World Series. That was, again, that's a game that was over early because ump show decided to kick a coach out in the first inning.
I don't know. With the NBA, I want dynasty teams to play. Like, if Lakers were playing Celtics, because I hate the Lakers so much, would force me to OKC, Indiana. I'm like, who cares? Like, I have no interest, zero interest whatsoever. If either one of them won, great. You know?
Yeah, well, it doesn't affect my life. I didn't put any money on this series. I didn't put any money on. Although I was thinking, how quickly could I get to Potawatomi Sports so I could place a little wager on this one now that Tyrese Halliburton is out of the game? Because to your point, it did seem like a foregone conclusion. Even though he's been streaky, even though he's been inconsistent in this series, he still has been clutch. And the Pacers, they were down, 20 plus in the fourth quarter maybe? And they still kind of clawed their way back, made it a 10-point game, and you thought, here they go. Here are the Pacers again.
I guess I didn't think that because it's just different when you don't have your best player. Like, oh, that's cute.
Did you
they
shut
got
it
to
off?
10. No, I kept it on.
You did?
I mean, what else was I going to watch last night?
Good point.
Sunday night, Game 7. In case somebody scored 50 points or something cool happened, you want to make sure you had it on. But you feel for Tyrese. That's tough.
Oh, yeah. At 25 and Achilles, tell you what, they're going to start taking calf pulls and calf injuries a little more serious now.
Well, yeah, because he rushed back, right? That's what we were just talking about with Christian Watson earlier. He wanted to be out there for his team. He wanted to be on the floor.
Yeah, and I don't blame him.
No.
Kevin Durant thing, you know.
To me, it's worth the risk because you never know when you're going to be back.
But now you've got the curse of the zero. Dame Lillard, 0, Achilles. Tyrese Halliburton, 0, Achilles. Jason Tatum, 0, Achilles.
East is wide open.
I would not wear the number 0.
What about double zero? Double zero is fine, right? Because that's something completely different.
Chief.
It feels a little too close.
Same as one?
A risk I am unwilling to take. We'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Roll on second hour. Jeff Levering coming up, bottom of the hour. Stick around.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Heavy volume across the system right now, specifically 94 East and West between 84th Street and 27th. It's going to be a slow go around the stadium. 4145 North and South from Good Hope all the way down to about Highway 100 is going to be slow. That's an extra 10 minutes right now on the drive from Highway Q to the zoo. 43 out of downtown from Fond du Lac Avenue up to Capitol Drive will be a touch on the brakes, as will 43 South all the way from north of Good Hope down to about Hampton is running slow. Then 894 West out of the Plainfield curve from the Mitchell over to about Loomis is running a bit behind, and also 94 heading west out of the zoo towards Waukesha County. You'll be tapping the brakes as you head through the Brookfield area this morning. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. John Neal and his team know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. And checking the storm team forecast, an extreme heat warning continues for Milwaukee, Racine, and Kenosha counties until 7 tonight. A heat advisory for the rest of southeast Wisconsin until then as well. The cold front moves through. That drops the temperatures down from our high of 95 today to about the low 70s overnight. Also watching some possible storms, some of which could be strong.
Summertime
From the
is the time
WTMJ
for
Traffic
all the big
Center.
Events. Weddings, milestone birthdays, even corporate events. Elevate every event with Noble Catering, a premier craft caterer in southeastern Wisconsin, preferred by over 30 venues. Noble Catering is also the exclusive caterer of Villa Terrace, an East Side event treasure. And coming in 2026, Noble's new headquarters, a 400-person event venue in the heart of Bayview called Brixton's Turn. Book them for your event at noblecateringco.com.
Hey, it's Kyle Walsh, and if you're a homeowner like me, you know how it goes. There's always a project that needs attention, and sometimes the big ones, like replacing old windows, get pushed to the bottom of the list. But I'm telling you, this is the time to finally check that box with Universal Windows Direct. They're running their home improvement season sale, and the offer is just too good to pass up. You can get payments as low as $99 a month or no payments and no interest for an entire year. Call 414-410-2000 or go to universalwindowsdirect.com.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle Bruston Nortman from 2 to 5 every day. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
So now that it's been returned, there's a part of me that's like, well, it's funny or joking about it on the radio, but no harm, no foul.
For the last few months, someone has been stealing equipment from the club. 2 nights ago, they pulled a big one. They took a pitching machine, a batting cage, the infield tarp, and all of Mr. Steinbrenner's vitamins.
Because wouldn't you hey, my bad?
Maybe they are going to my bad. Maybe they just haven't my badded yet.
It looks like they knew they did something wrong.
We have reason to believe it's an inside job. So, if anybody here knows anything about it, I recommend strongly that you come forward.
I guess I'm hopeful that there was a face-to-face planned to say, oopsie poopsie.
You know, George, I've been your biggest supporter around here, and that's why I was so disappointed to hear that you've been pilfering the equipment.
George would never do anything like that.
No, why would I? I own it.
Right.
So what are you saying?
Why would George steal from the Yankees?
He wouldn't.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
She wants to ride it, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight. He ain't doing nothing but running.
We talk an awful lot here on this program about the Packers' way of doing business. We joke about once you cross the 30 threshold, it's like Leonardo DiCaprio and his girlfriends. 26, no good. 25, okay. If you're over 30 with the Green Bay Packers, it does appear as though the way that the front office is making decisions, it has to do with how old you are. So Jason Wilde, our friend and teammate, was on the Homer Hour, and he made an interesting observation about the Green Bay Packers and the way that they feel about players, generally speaking. Take a listen to what Jason Wilde had to say about players and how dispensable they are.
I do find myself wondering, and this is purely me just looking at the way things play out, not anything more. No one has ever said this to me. I do find myself wondering if there is just you know what, all these guys are replaceable. They just are. Like we don't have a Reggie White. We don't have an Aaron Rodgers. We don't have a Brett Favre.
Yeah.
Like all these guys. Yeah, seriously, like Devontae Adams is replaceable. Now, right. I would agree.
Other than quarterback.
I would argue that they have found that Devontae has not been replaceable the way that they drafted all these guys, and none of them have elevated their games to such a degree that you could argue that they're as good.
I agree.
But I do think that there's a chance that in that building, it's, you know what, we'd rather have young guys who aren't going to necessarily think for themselves or, create angst like David Bakhtiari, like Jair Alexander. So maybe we should just have all first-year contract guys on our team, make a few occasional exceptions, like for Zach Tom, and that's the way to do business now in today's NFL.
Right,
Interesting conversation there by Jason Wilde. So let's talk about it here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. It's sponsored by BetterHelp. Mental health is health. Visit BetterHelp.com/timeout for 10% off your first month of therapy. That's better, H-E-L-P. The Packers have sort of put themselves in this situation, haven't they? I mean, Jason references not having a Reggie White. Well, you'd have to actually go out and obtain a player of Reggie White's caliber in order to then have somebody who is, quote unquote, indispensable. So the fact that you guys always talk about how there's no superstars on this team, there's nobody that really blows your mind, that's the way they've structured this team. So then by doing that, they sort of have made everybody expendable, haven't they, Gabe?
Yeah, because, so I look at that as they just haven't gotten the right guys who are, right? We want to get younger. We want to be able to do all these different things, but also we've drafted some really good players. Again, a lot of guys who are solid starters and would start just about anywhere in the league. They haven't drafted that guy who's truly indispensable. Like right now, Jordan Love's indispensable based on the contract that he has. We're also a couple of years away from them going, okay, maybe is Jordan indispensable if he doesn't get any better? Like, I think that's more of, these guys are easier to move on from, but also it's because they just aren't good enough.
Players know that, though. They know that once you can't perform to your contract or can't perform at all, that they're done with you. They're not that dumb, you know? That's why you see guys like Elton Jenkins, because he does have leverage, saying, that just didn't happen a lot in my day. But players know now. Like, I don't blame Elton Jenkins one bit. The way the game is today, and he's not. All he's asking for is guarantee. He's not asking for more money. He's just asking for guaranteed money.
And just take some of this money and guarantee
Which
it that
would
I
lead
have
me
on my
to
deal.
believe the fact that, and they will do it eventually. I think Elton believes that he would be gone after this year.
Yes.
Right? So he's got to protect himself.
And I can't blame him.
I can't blame him.
Right? Because, so what's his responsibility when they ask him to change positions? Is it to say yes? Because if it is to say yes, isn't then there some negotiation that should go on there? Hey, I'll say yes if you guarantee a little bit of my contract. I'll help you out if you help me out.
Sure, I mean,
or
that's
should he
fair.
should he just blindly say, nope, I'm under contract. I should do what's best for the team. Because like you said, the Packers will do what's best for them, and if it's best for them to get out of that contract next year, they'll do that in a heartbeat.
See, I think the fans, they're all at the end of the day, they're loyal to the team, right? But they have such a hard time understanding that this is a business. It's a business, you know? Like you go to work here every day.
Mm-hmm.
I would go to work in Green Bay, and it would suck. There's one good day, mostly one good day. You know what day that is? Game day.
Okay, I would argue, based on some of the stories you've told,
Yeah.
you had more than, I mean, I don't have your career numbers in front of me of how many games you played. I think you had more good days than that.
Yeah, because it's fun. But at the end of the day, it's work.
Yeah, it's still work.
It's work. You know how many times you go to work and your knee's killing you, your shoulder, your wrist, and you got to go out there? That's why.
And then block
I'm
Reggie
telling
White
you
in
what,
practice.
Football players. Football players, not even coaches, because my son is the same way. Bitch more than anybody you know. Because it's so miserable.
Oh,
not
really?
so much anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
NFL players complain a lot.
Constantly.
All right,
Yeah.
let me answer the question you asked.
Where would I have figured that out from?
Sort of beats it into our head every chance he gets, doesn't he? Let me answer the question you had, which is, if I were Elton, I would do exactly what he's doing, which is saying, I'm willing to help you out, but you got to help me out as well.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to do what is in the best interest of the team, but I recognize that it could hurt me on the backside, and so we need to make this square in some way. That's what I would do. Second of all, the situation that Jason talks about, the Packers find themselves in, I don't think they want to be in that situation. I think it's a byproduct. It's an unintended consequence of not drafting all that well, of not having great players, of not having developed some of these guys into difference makers, stars, indispensable players. I don't think Jason is wrong. I just don't think the Packers want it to be this way. But since they are here, they are willing to, you know, it's like if you got a bunch of stuff in your pantry and you're like, we didn't really like this, toss it. This we didn't. But if you're like, oh, this was fantastic. No, we need to keep this. We need to hold on to this. The value obviously dictates the dispensability, and the Packers are solely and exclusively responsible, Gabe, for how good those players are at this point.
But if Devontae was, in their minds, replaceable, he was first-team All-Pro the year after he left Green Bay. Who isn't replaceable?
Oh, everybody's replaceable.
Well, yes, replaceable,
Yeah.
but the idea of you can move on from them pretty easily. When the quality is a 7, you can find another 7. Where are the 10s? Where are the 9.5s?
Well, the last
Those
10
are
they
harder
had
to find.
The last 10 they had, they decided they didn't want anymore. They made that decision based on lowballing him, and then, oh, well, we offered more money after the damage had already been done with
I guess
Devontae.
my point to you, though, is like, and what has it given them? What has it gotten them? Early exits in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So
Look,
they could sit here and defend it and say everybody is replaceable, but I would make the argument that plan hasn't worked.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jen. Like, we're on the same page here. I'm just saying, did Goody learn a lesson from that? We don't know if he has, because they haven't gotten a player in the situation. Now, they've had first-team All-Pros. Obviously, Xavier McKinney was a first-team All-Pro last year. So he's under contract for a number of more years. But if he's first-team All-Pro heading it, after the last year of his contract, are they going to lock him up to another deal? Are they going to let him walk away? Because, oh, man, he's getting close to 30. I don't know if he's going to be able to be as productive. So that's that. I am curious if they actually learned a lesson from the Devontae Adams situation And they just haven't been put in a similar situation
I don't
since
think he
because they
regrets
don't
it.
have.
If you ask Goody today, would you do it all over again? He'd probably say no. With Devontae?
So he does regret it.
No, I don't think he does.
So he
would do it all over again.
Yes. Yeah. The way he did it. Don't you think so? I don't think he regrets the way he handled
I
that.
honestly don't know. Honestly, I do.
Well, we're learning out that coaches are replaceable too. Not offering you a contract?
Extension?
Pardon?
The extension? You're talking about
And the
before?
GM. Which is fine. But it's just the players know that, so it's different than in my day. The only one I can think of that was like taking a hard line and saying, I'm not playing, is Sterling. That's it.
And Sterling wasn't replaceable until he was. And but he wasn't replaceable, and then he got hurt. You know? And that was it.
But that's different because we sucked. Well, we didn't suck, but we weren't talented.
Yeah.
Put it that way. It's easy.
It's
know?
It's a fine line. You're really...
Yeah.
We didn't suck. We just weren't talented.
Do you agree with Jason Wilde's assessment that the Packers feel all of their players are dispensable, expendable, replaceable, if you will? Let us know. Let's put that on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Infinity Exteriors Twitter poll. We got to take a break. We do want to get to Jeff Levering on time, and we are not doing really well at that so far. We'll be right back after this.
Hey, I want to tell you about my friends at Wisconsin Country Club. If you're looking to join a place because you're looking for that great challenging golf course that you want to play over and over again, that's what Wisconsin Country Club offers for me. I also love just going out there. Like yesterday was hot, didn't necessarily want to play the full 18. I was just able to go hit some balls on the range, work on my short game with the different practice areas that they have. No assessments, new food and beverage minimums at Wisconsin Country Club, just the incredible challenging course and other top-tier amenities like tennis, pickleball, and a pool. I just got an email. We got a new Pickleball Pro. If somebody wants to learn how to play pickleball, you can do that as well. Get started today, thewisconsincountryclub.com. It's just a fair way away.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN. Your state, your teams.
Volume still heavy across the system. 4145 north and south between Appleton Avenue and Capitol Drive going to be tight. 94 heading east towards downtown from 84th Street through the stadium is a bit slow. And 43 north out from Fond du Lac Avenue up to Capitol Drive is a touch slow as well. Traffic is sponsored by the Bud Pavilion's free concert series Wednesday Night Live. Gates open at 6 with live music at 7. Almighty Vinyl hits the stage this week at Wednesday Night Live from the Bud Pavilion at State Fair Park. And checking the storm team forecast, the extreme heat warning continues for Milwaukee, Racine, and Kenosha counties until 7 this evening. Heat advisory till then for everywhere else. High of 95 today, down to 72 tonight. A cold front moves through with some storms possibly strong. Weather brought to you by Tsunami Express Car Wash. Visit any of their 6 locations in the Milwaukee market today. Try your first wash free when you sign up online at tsunamiexpress.com. Wash, chill, repeat. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Adam Roberts on 94.5 ESPN.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
With more than 35,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served more than 5 million people globally. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout.
Thinking about buying or building a new home? Start with a mortgage pre-approval from Great Midwest Bank and experience a state of tranquility. At Great Midwest Bank, we offer fast approvals and flexible options with experienced loan officers who understand the local market, because they live here too. Whether you're breaking ground for new construction or buying that dream home just around the corner, we'll guide you every step of the way. Bank with confidence and start your journey at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Find what you love and love what you find. A Total Wine and More, the place to go for sipping rosés with seltzers on ice, making margaritas with your favorite tequilas. It's warm out, let's go. Our prices are low on spirits, beer, and wine. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly. B21.
Hey, listen to this.
All it needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things, like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
The Protect the Package golf outing takes place on August 16 at Ironwood Golf Course. Come be a part of the most unique outing in the state while helping loved ones battle cancer. Proceeds benefit the This Time Tomorrow Foundation. Sign up your foursome at thistimetomorrow.org under the Events tab.
Make plans to stop by Third Ward Beer Garden at Catalano Square. Experience Milwaukee's favorite beer garden, the perfect spot to meet up with friends in the Third Ward. Open Wednesday through Sunday with live music Thursday through Saturday. Good times and great vibes await at Third Ward Beer Garden.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Where else can you get football analysis that includes things like dropsies and pixies and interceptsies and flowy? It's flowy.
Flowy.
The offense needs to be more flowy.
On 94.5 ESPN.
10 years ago, the Badgers basketball team made a run in March that was magical. Wisconsin basketball made them believe, and on Thursday, June 26th, you can join the stars from that squad as they remember and celebrate the 2015 run to Indy. Get your tickets to be part of this intimate night at the Orpheum Theater in Madison. They're bringing some of the biggest stars from that run back. I can just imagine them sitting on stage, waxing poetic, telling you behind-the-scenes stories of what went on with that squad. Bo Ryan will be there. Frank Kaminsky will be there. Sam Decker will be there. UWHoops2015.com. That's where you can get tickets. UWHoops2015.com. Get your tickets now. Untold stories and memories from that season. It is going to make it a night you will not forget. It's June 26th at the Orpheum Theater. Tickets on sale at UWHoops2015.com. Very quickly before we get to Jeff Levering, Sam Decker, who I just mentioned a moment ago, had a tweet out there about, it was basically the run, right? The usage that these teams, the NBA teams, as we were talking about Tyrese Halliburton. Gabe, what was the tweet that Sam Decker sent?
Average miles covered per 82 games. So how many miles you're running throughout the course of an NBA game and then normalizing it to the full regular season. And really, since the year 2000 until now, it is a sharp increase. In 2000, average player running around 1,300 miles over the course of 82 games. That's now up over 1,500 miles.
It's a lot of miles.
You're putting more miles on your body, which is why you're seeing guys probably break down a little bit more. And, you know, I know a lot of people want to push back on load management, things of that nature. But when you're putting that much more stress on your body, you're kind of understanding why,
the only argument against load management has been that you buy the tickets with your kids, you're going to the game to see the big names play, and then they don't play because of quote-unquote load management. I understand it. It makes perfect sense to me to rest your superstars so that they can make a deep run, but I also understand the fan part of it, when they specifically buy that ticket to go see the superstars in the league. Does the league need to shrink games? Do they need to have fewer games? Is there any chance, again, we know how much money the league makes per game and how lucrative it is. Is there any chance that they would ever do that?
Can't imagine that because everybody makes less money then.
But Achilles are different than ACLs. ACLs just, I cut wrong. I got rolled up on. Achilles is just, like you said, it's kind of a beat down. It's just worn out. And I agree, but that's 3 superstars.
Two in their 20s.
That have gone down for Achilles, which is, they probably need to study this a little bit.
I will tell you this. If I got a calf injury, no chance.
Shut it down.
Yeah. It just feels like it's the precursor.
Even if it's Game 7 of the finals?
Listen, I get it. And before this happened last night, I would have said, no chance. Get me out there. I want to be out there with my guys. I want a chance to win it for the first time in franchise history. Totally understand it. But now that you're seeing so many of these calf injuries precede the Achilles injury, 100%. Got to be 100% with the calf. We got to get to Jeff Levering. He's going to join us here to talk about your Brew Crew and the fantastic series that they had against the Minnesota Twins. That's next on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Don't go anywhere.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
I got you. You got me.
4145 north and south, Appleton Avenue down to about just north of North Avenue.
You got it, buddy.
That's running a little slow right now. Also 94 heading east from 84th Street through the stadium is a tap on the brake situation there. And 43 north from Fond du Lac Avenue up to Capitol Drive going to be running a bit slow. And checking the storm team forecast, an extreme heat warning continues for Milwaukee, Racine, and Kenosha counties until 7 this evening. A heat advisory in effect for the rest of southeast Wisconsin until then as well. High of 95 today. A cold front does move through to bring some heat relief. It does come with a chance for thunderstorms. Low tonight of 72. Weather is brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee. Packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a to 9 p daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Adam Roberts on 94.5 ESPN.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Lazaga for Comfort Awnings. This summer, I'm getting relief from the hot Wisconsin sun whenever I need it with my motorized retractable awning from Comfort Awnings. Sensors are also available that detect strong winds and rain to extend or retract your awning. They even protect against UV radiation so you can safely enjoy the outdoors all summer long. Family owned and located in Burlington, Comfort Awnings expertly installs custom awnings that fit your home and style. Right now, you can receive $400 off your awning or screen. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com.
Summer in Milwaukee means a couple of things: Brewers baseball and live music. Get the best of both when the Brewers take on the Rockies June 27th, featuring a post-game concert by Nelly. Then the first 25,000 fans at the game on June 28th get a Pat Murphy Manager of the Year bobblehead, courtesy of Toyota. Get ready for a weekend you'll be talking about all summer. Get your tickets at Brewers.com.
Progressive knows there are two things RV owners love: to travel and relax. And they like to take both nice and slow. Just like this commercial. And what's more relaxing than the peace of mind knowing their RV is protected by Progressive? Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
For more than 75 years, University of Maryland Global Campus has given you the opportunity to build your next success. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs in career-relevant fields like business, healthcare, data analytics, cybersecurity, and more. Plus, we offer 100% online and hybrid courses, personalized advising, and lifetime career services. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I mean, pumpkin seeds.
No, little suckers. They might be. What did you say before, Jen?
Sesame, but those are white. Like
No,
white.
these aren't white. No, this isn't on the outside. This is on the inside.
Seeds on the inside.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you've got some sort of like
scrotum.
On 94.5 ESPN.
What a weekend for your Milwaukee Brewers. I am so excited about what Jacob Mizorowski is going to do, but it is not just the pitching. No, it has been the offense as well. And to break it down, to talk about the Brew Crew, we have Jeff Levering, voice of your Brewers, joining us here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Good morning, Jeff. I guess you liked the seeds on the inside joke, huh?
Yeah, I was caught off guard by that. Good work, Jen. Very nice. Good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. Ooh, seeds on the inside.
That's what we do here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, Jeff.
We just really, we
I
don't
love
want
it.
to ease you in. We want to just get right
No.
to how it's going to go. So I was just telling you
Yeah,
guys
just
this
rip
morning,
that Band-Aid right off. Thank you.
This is the first time since I think 2011, which feels like a very long time ago because it was, where you are seeing incredible signs of a emerging offense, what could be a dominant offense. And of course, we know all of the moves that they have from a pitching standpoint. Is this a year where fans can actually not just focus on one side, the offense or the defense, the pitching or the lineup? You can be excited about both?
I think so, and I think that was the case a few years ago too, where you had all these aces when Corbin Burns and Brandon Woodruff and Freddie Peralta were just dealing at the same time, and the offense was rolling in 2021. It felt like 2023 was a very good offensive year. Last year was very dynamic with the pitching to go along with it. But I think that it's been a really long time in this Brewers franchise history where they've had this much young talent on the pitching side, right? You have to go back to that Freddie Woodruff Burns at the beginning of their career in 2018. You're almost seeing the second wave of that right now. But what they did offensively over the weekend against the Twins was really impressive. 35 runs. They only hit 2 homers, and both of those came yesterday. A solo shot by Hoskins, a 3-run homer by Bryce Terang. It's a fun brand of baseball that the Brewers are playing, and Murph likes talking about it a lot, where he wants his opponents to feel the Brewers, right? They want to be felt every single time. And I think Twins were certainly feeling the Brewers all weekend long.
Jeff, does the front office not get enough credit? Because I've said it like a couple months ago. Out of the professional sports teams in Wisconsin, Packers, Bucks, I trust the Brewers the most. And there was that dust up at the end of the season that Ignacio didn't spend enough money. But they figure it out. You know, my thing is I don't think they get enough credit because they deserve a ton for what they've built this roster.
Yeah, Chewy, I think you're right. I think that the Brewers have been doing this now for 10 years, right? They've won division 3 out of the last 4 years. With going into every season, you go, how are they going to do it? Why aren't the Cubs winning? Why aren't the Cardinals winning? I don't get why the Reds aren't winning it. They keep doing it year after year, and nobody is believing in it. Even at the highest levels of Major League Baseball, people don't believe that the Brewers are doing it. But year in and year out, they do it. The Brewers have the secret sauce, man, and this front office is really impressive. What they've been able to do with the budget that they've been able to put together, continue to drop the payroll year after year, but they're still producing at an extremely high level on the field.
What's your favorite Jacob Mizorowski pitch?
Oh,
The Miz,
I was going to say
the one that we're calling the
favorite child question over here, Jeff.
Well, because you got the 100-mile-an-hour gas, you got the slider that literally made a man fall down this week, and you have a changeup that has been recorded as having 17 inches of run. So you got a lot of choices.
Yeah, Miss Lippy's car is green as well. So, yeah, no, I think my favorite Miz pitch is Lane and I started calling it the Miz because we don't know whether it's a cutter or a slider. That 96-mile-an-hour thing that almost killed Castro. Sorry, that's kind of a bad joke there, but like Willie Castro looked like a wine bottle, like a corkscrew in that batter's box. So my favorite of the Miz pitches is the Miz. That slider cutter pitch that he's thrown.
I like because there's way too much debate about what it is that I see on Twitter. Like the only thing I know is that it's awesome, and I love that you guys already have a nickname for it.
I mean, why not? It's his pitch, right? It's the Miz, and he is the Miz. It's great. I can't wait for Wednesday. By the way,
is that what
holy
the players,
cow!
Is that what the players call him, Miz?
Yes.
They got to spoof this thing from Seinfeld. Nobody beats the Miz.
He's the Miz, and nobody beats him.
Yes.
Nobody beats the Miz.
Yeah, I mean Wednesday.
It's pretty impressive.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
I mean, get to your seats early because you're not going to want to miss Skeens versus Miz.
No, this is, I mean, what Skeens did last year, being a number 1 overall pick and all the hype around him. And I mean, he's deserved every bit of it, what Skeens did. But what Mizorowski did is even better. What Mizorowski has done, nobody's ever done, at least since 1920. Go out there and throw 11 no-hit innings to start your big league career, not just Brewers franchise history. This is Major League Baseball that they can find in the record books. So it's super impressive. Wednesday's game is one that you just sit back, and if you like pitching matchups, that's the one that you want to be at. You don't care if anybody scores. It's a race to 1, and if someone gets to 1, fine, good for you. But at that same, you want to see those guys out there, and you want to see them pitching. You want to see the high octane. You want to see all the nasty stuff that they're throwing. It's going to be great on Wednesday.
Jeff Levering hanging out with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning talking about the Brew Crew, who are now just 3.5 games back of the Cubs. And I think the last time I checked, have one of the top run scoring offenses in the league. The Cubs are obviously up there, the Dodgers are up there, the Phillies are up there, but I think the Brewers are right next as far as how many runs they've scored when we talk about the offense. So let's talk about Christian Yelich, because what he has done over the last month, I think has been remarkable. When you talk about the journey he has been on, the back injuries he has dealt with, having to just basically reinvent himself at the plate, what is the simplest explanation for why he has had this resurgence?
Well, think about a month ago, he was hitting 184. And where's he now? He's about almost 260.
Yeah,
That's a lot
259.
of at bats. Yeah, that's a lot of at bats to cover that much ground. I think it's one of two things, Jen. I think number one, he feels healthy. He feels good. His back's in a good place. Number two, he's getting used to DHing every day. He's never done that every day. He's always gone out and played left field. He's had something to escape his at bats. But when you're a DH, that's all you do. That's the only way that you're able to help your team win, is by, on the field at least, is by hitting. And that you could have a bad at bat and you could sit on that thing for 2 weeks if you want to. Or if you have a bad at bat, you stew on it for 3 innings until you have an opportunity to get back to the plate again. I think he's really learned how to be a DH. And it took some time, and that's fine. But man, this version of Christian Yelich hitting balls the other way, hitting homers, pull side with the off speed stuff. He's driving in runs. This is vintage Yelich. This is fun to watch.
Jeff, how close is Woodruff?
I think he's getting close. I mean, he's out. I think he threw a bullpen the other day, and then he's going to go out again for another rehab assignment. I think all the swelling is gone on his elbow. But you got to make sure that everything is right. He's had the ankle stuff. Of course, the shoulder is number one that you got to deal with. But after the line drive off the elbow, you got to make sure he's right as rain. And it seems like he's going to be close to going on a rehab assignment pretty soon.
What's allowed Sal Frelick to take that jump offensively this year?
Well, he hit the weight room in the offseason. I don't think that has a ton to do with it, but I just think he knows what he needs to do to get on base. He's always been that kind of guy. He's always been a pesky kind of hitter. But the thing is that he's hitting the ball with a lot more authority now.
Yeah.
And it's the high pitch too. And you think for a guy that's 5'8", on a good day, to hit that high pitch, there was somebody who reached out to me on Twitter early on in the season. He was hitting these high pitches, and he goes, "Don't think that has anything to do, or absolutely has something to do with the fact that he was a hockey player and swinging a hockey stick left-handed, because you have to have a really good top hand to swing a hockey stick left-handed." What do you think he's doing? He's doing that, and he's a right-handed dominant person too. So that bottom hand is a right-handed dominant person, is a guide hand offensively for a left-handed batter, but you have to have a really strong left hand to go along with it, and that absolutely has to do with hockey. But I think for Sal, he's really starting to get to know himself, and he knows what he needs to do at the plate every time he's coming up. He's getting on base, and him in the leadoff spot, leave him there. Just leave him there.
Jeff Levering hanging out with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. I want to talk about Mizorowski just a little bit, because you have had the opportunity to kind of get to know him certainly better than we have. He's a young kid. It feels a little like the stage is not too big for him. I keep wondering if there's going to be this moment of like, wow, I'm really doing what I'm doing. I'm really doing it on this stage against the best in the world. What about his makeup leads you to believe that he can handle the bright lights of this position? And we were just talking about Potawatomi, man. He was plus 1,200 to win Rookie of the Year. I think it was before his first start or right after his first start. And now it's down to plus 175. Is that right, Joshy?
Correct.
I mean,
oh, man.
The world is aware of the Miz, I guess is how we'll put that.
I would say that his temperament is perfect for his situation, right? So he lives baseball. He loves baseball. He loves going out there and competing. And if you ask him, how did you learn how to throw 100? He'll just say, well, I just picked up the ball, and that's what my arm does. That's what my body does. It's like, dude, thank you. That's awesome. Good for you. He clearly is not a gym rat, right? I mean, he is 125 pounds soaking wet with ankle weights on, and he's 6'7". So he's got all these levers that it's just amazing to watch. And he's not even a baseball junkie, so to speak. Like, he didn't grow up loving the sport. He's like, hey, I was blessed with this gift, and I'm going to use it to the best of my abilities. But at the end of the day, in the off season, sure, I'll go play catch, but I'd love to go play Dungeons and Dragons in the basement because that's what I want to do. That's the stuff that he loves. So it's like, dude, I love your temperament because all you want to do is go play ball and you want to go have fun and you want to embarrass these people. His energy on the mound is amazing. He strikes dudes out and he's jumping off the mound. I love it. I love seeing it. It's almost the ignorance is bliss for Jacob Mizorowski.
Jeff, thick burger or thin burger? The only reason I ask is because my wife did the shopping this weekend and got burgers that I could cook with a candle.
Oh, okay. So you're out on smash burgers?
I don't think I've ever had a smash burger. But I like a thick,
Well, they're
not obnoxiously big, but I'd like to be able to tell if the burger is medium rare the way I like it.
Well, let's make sure your boogers are rare before your burgers are medium rare. So
did I say boogers? I love it.
It's all right. We've all been there, man.
Yeah,
I think I fritzed out on an Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin read this week that's out there somewhere. I would like to taste my burger as well, but I am not opposed to a smash burger. I love that on my griddle outside.
Wait, so you do the smash burger yourself?
Yes, for sure.
So explain to Chewy how you do it, because he thought that in order to make your own burgers, you needed to have like an egg and breadcrumbs, and he didn't realize that the burger is just ground meat.
Well, you can if you want to get all fancy with it, but you could just do some sort of a mix with your ground meat and roll it up into a ball, put it on the grill, and then put a piece of parchment paper over the burger and then smash it down.
So it's cooking as a ball for a little while and then you smash it?
Just a bit. Yeah, just as a quick little sear.
Okay.
Quick little sear. And then you smash it down.
I'll give it a run.
See, the problem with these burgers that Chewy's wife bought, they were not smash burgers.
No, they're like White Castle specials. See, I'm not a White Castle burger guy.
Yes, there it is. In fact, we were in Joliet this past weekend for a baseball tournament, and Chase and I, my son who's 16, passed a number of White Castles, and every time I was like, "Hey, you want to?" And he's like, "Absolutely not. I'm wearing white pants."
Oh my gosh. He did it because he was wearing white pants?
Yeah.
Come on.
I gotta say, that's
a good point.
A very good point. I mean, you can't be out there going down for that ground ball.
Kids are ruthless. Kids see something like that, you're never going to live that down.
And have
post game snack. Yeah, post game snack. But who's doing laundry? You or Dario. So that's also a big deal.
I think we all know the answer to that one, Jeff. We're going to let you go on that note. Great to have you joining us here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Hopefully we'll chat with you a lot more, as we are very excited about what the Brewers are putting together this 2025 season. Have a good one, man.
All right, guys. Take it easy. Thank you.
Again, I don't want to oversell it, but, man, I'm getting excited. I'm getting a little giddy about what this Brewers team can do. And obviously Wednesday will just be, is Wednesday going to be the highlight of, I hope not. I hope that Wednesday, Skeens v. Mizorowski is not the highlight of the regular season.
You can't get too high yet, though. Can't get too high, can't get too low.
Can I be excited for Skeens versus Mizorowski? Can I at least be excited for it?
Without, the judgment?
Yeah. I can be excited, right?
Sure.
It's literally the best pitcher in baseball going up against a guy who started his career with 11 straight no-hit innings. He's given up one hit in 2 starts.
And he was so mad that he gave up that hit, by the way.
But turns out when you throw 100, they barrel it. It goes a long way.
They split with the Cubs 1-1. Are you fine with that, or is it still? Okay.
Yeah, again, I told you at the time that wasn't going to be a big, year-defining series. And
you were the only ones.
Yeah, they went in there, they split. It was fine.
Yeah.
And then they just beat the crowd.
Whoa, I think we're having a philosophical conversation here, guys, because no one said that it was going to be the end-all, be-all.
But they said it was a huge matchup.
He said big.
Wasn't Twitter saying huge just as a big? It's not.
It's a great straw man. Also, I'm not letting Chewy rain on my damn parade. I'm going to get excited. I'm going to get juiced up. You're the big rainer. You're the big pooper.
I think I'm the realist.
No. I think if we start acting like you, we're going to start hating everything.
Well,
and I
you're
already hate a
halfway
lot
there.
of stuff. I know.
You're the most angry person on the show.
You can't take it from me.
That's big talk coming for you on a Monday.
Friends get engaged, and he just blows them off.
Wasn't a blow off.
Yeah, it was technically a blow off.
See, this is why you're the most angry, because you get in a fight with Josh, and the first thing you do
Dime me out.
is
Absolutely.
dime.
You can't
They
say
texted him.
anything.
They texted him Sunday afternoon and said, "Hey, we got engaged. Do you want to go have a couple pops?" He didn't even respond.
Shout out to Jake and Sarah, who are loyal listeners.
Here we
and
go.
probably
Well, he just
listen to
made
us.
up for it. No, he just made up for it. Shouting him out on the radio is a lot more important than
Who
showing
gets credit?
up.
Why are you giving him credit? I get the credit.
I am
'cause I
so
made him say it.
uncomfortable right now, you guys.
You know what? He does get the credit. I don't know if you'd have brought it up because he panicked and then you panicked. You guys are having a panic off right now.
I love taking people out. It's a lot of fun.
It's very scary, though, just so you know. Like, this is now where the point where I'm about to say something and I go, you know what? I'm going to keep that one to myself because you never know when it's going to show up on the radio.
The second you get in a fight, you just dime him out.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Let's be clear here. I'm under the understanding with Chewy, anything I say to him could or may be repeated.
That's smart by you.
Yeah, anything you say to Chewy can and will be used against you.
Why should I not have said that?
I mean, it's fine.
It's fine.
They understood.
Yeah, they know who Josh is.
Yeah.
Oh, my
All
God.
right, let's sing a read.
All right, Jen, what you got over there?
I got nothing.
Yeah. We're going to go to break.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance, like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Whether you're a local who wants to enjoy a night out or you're planning to visit Milwaukee, enjoy an artfully stylish experience at St. Kate the Arts Hotel, conveniently located in the heart of downtown Milwaukee's Theater District. With deluxe accommodations, culinary creativity, on-site art galleries, artist in residence, and nightly live music, you'll enjoy every element of your stay at St. Kate. Learn more and book your stay at stkatearts.com.
Set sail this June for a boundless bounty at Potawatomi. Come aboard, and you might win a share of $300,000 in cash and prizes. Just play with your rewards card for entries. Prize drawings on Thursdays. Boundless bounty this June at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Your win is waiting. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Got an unused car, truck, or SUV just sitting in your garage? Now's the time to act. Your vehicle donation to Rawhide Youth Services provides essential mental health care for youths facing trauma and behavioral challenges. Your help is needed right away. Your vehicle could be the key to a young person's fresh start. Don't wait. Donate today at rawhide.org or call 1-800-RAWHIDE. Empty your garage. Fill a young life with hope.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.
You and the design team have outdone yourselves.
Are you talking about the One collection?
Those rings say you are the one.
And they say it symbolically.
Describe the symbols.
Every ring in the One collection should be presented with a special ritual.
What would that ritual be?
You pick up her left hand and you place a kiss on her ring finger.
Rick, you never told me about that part.
Then you show her the tiny red diamond, flush mounted inside the ring, that will forever be in contact with her finger.
Why is it red?
Because that's when the giver says to the one, wherever you go, my heart goes with you.
I give you this kiss. I give you my heart.
The red diamond is a secret symbol of that sacred moment.
The center diamond on the outside of the ring is for the whole world to see.
But the tiny red created diamond inside the ring is only for the two of them.
The One collection of engagement rings is available exclusively at Kessler's.
To find the Kesslers nearest you,
visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Don't scroll past summer. Experience it live at Summerfest because it's more than just a music festival. It's your summer highlight reel. Don't miss Summerfest, June 19th to July 5th. Presented by American Family Insurance. Get tickets at summerfest.com.
The Bog in Saukville is Ozaki County's best golf experience. 18 championship holes designed by legendary golfer Arnold Palmer cater to golfers of all skill levels. Settled amongst over 250 acres of beautiful private land, the Bog offers a truly unforgettable golf experience. Play the finest greens of Wisconsin, and after your round, have a signature cocktail while enjoying our Friday fish fry from the clubhouse overlooking the 18th green. It's time to golf, Wisconsin. It's time to enjoy the Bog.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I'm saying if we collectively, all the people in their cars, all the people listening on the YouTube stream, all the people listening this morning, if we all do it together, there's power in prayer, friends.
Yes, there is. Blessed be Father, for I played man.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Here we go.
Caller number 5. We are looking for caller number 5, 800-990-3776, because you have an opportunity to check out the Wade versus Diener Champions for Literacy celebration at the Garage at Harley-Davidson Museum coming up on Saturday, June 28th. So you can go check that out. Support Wade versus Diener in a great event in Champions for Literacy. Caller number 5, 800-990-3776, wins 2 tickets to the Champions for Literacy celebration at the Garage at the Harley-Davidson Museum.
Thank you all for coming. I hope you like the show, cause it's on a budget. So oodie-la-dee-do, yeah. Come on, here we go, yeah. Come on.
Here we go.
Today's Infinity Exterior poll on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter account says, which option do you think would be best for Christian Watson and for the Packers on the field and playing week 1 or starting the season on the pup? This was brought up because Christian Watson posted a video to his socials of him running and cutting. And, you know, it seems like he is doing well in his recovery from the injury. 86% of people are saying starting the season on the pup. And Gabe, I think you made some really strong points about why this is not only good for Christian, but it's good for the Packers as well.
Yeah, just making sure that, A, he's good to go and there's no residuals from making sure the knee is healthy, that now there's something, again, because we found out. I didn't know it was a thing until Christian Watson found out that one hamstring was stronger than the other hamstring. So making sure that all is good to go there. And, I mean, I think the Packers don't want to have to make any of those tough decisions, whether it's wide receivers or keeping somebody else on the roster. And that decision is probably going to be made for them by the time he's actually ready to get out there on the field with injuries and different things that happen throughout the course of the season.
We all thought it would be early reports, week 9, week 10, week 11. Anything under that's gravy.
Yeah.
Well, and again, I think people go back to the Adrian Peterson injury. When Adrian Peterson tore his ACL all those years ago and he was back on the field in 8 months after his surgery. And it was like, this is incredible. This is superhuman. How did he do it? Well, like, people are coming back from it faster and faster. And that is the only reason why, when you see this video, you sit there and go, could he be back week 1? Do we even want him back week 1? Should he be pushing for that? We talk about the contract as well. Lots of stuff. And I'm sure Wildy and Tal will be breaking it all down right here on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee in 2 minutes.
A little bit slow on 4145 south from Appleton Avenue down